Hi, I'm Adrian. It is 2 o'clock in the morning here on a Tuesday, and we are in Hensford-on-Bagley because this is World War II. Okay, and here was, Willie, who is now a soldier, and back down the stairs we go. Okay, so Willie's a soldier, and he is, of course, a colored soldier. So there are specific jobs that he has during the war. And in this case, Willie and his compadres are barrage balloon operators. So they operate the barrage balloons in the war. That is one of the things that colored troops did. Nurse Parsham, of course, is a nurse, and there's kind of a convalescence home on the second floor of this place that they're staying. Okay, so she's seeing to the needs of Willie. Somebody died. I have no idea who that is, but he's very sad about it. So he's talking to her, and she's, doing what nurses do, trying to make it better. Now that Willie's at war, I do want him to take photos. He's going to be a war photographer for colored papers. So I want him to take a photo of Nurse Parsham. And so Willie actually is a barrage balloon technician, but he is also a reporter and photographer. At this time, reporters and photographers were often the same person. So he's got a little desk set up. Oh, well, now that's cute. When you do that, his wife's going to think you're all flirty. Oh, they're cold. Okay. Good. They're friends. I'm glad. Let's get to know the nurse here. Oh, she's going to go to bed now. Okay. At this point in history, there were opportunities for educated soldiers such as Willie to make money by sending photos and stories home to the black press, which did not get coverage from white reporters for the most part. A little bit they did, but for the most part, they did not. And so there's an opportunity for Willie to tell the story of the war, to tell the story of black soldiers in the war, by writing articles and mailing those home to news outlets. Where is he? So that's what he's going to do. He's taking a slow sweet about getting in the house. So I've designed this house or this building to just be very rudimentary. There's a living room, but every other acre of land here in this house is dedicated to sleeping. There are some bathrooms. Upstairs is kind of a convalescence home. Like I said, it's a place if you don't feel well. Nurse Parsham is right there. This is her room. I don't know where she's sleeping. But she can set you up with some medication and some assistance and give you a nice, warm, crispy, fresh bed to sleep in and get you all better. So that is what we're doing. Now, the war has started. Obviously, the war started in the last decade in Hensford-on-Bagley. But the American forces have just arrived. This is pre-D-Day. So, he's cooking. Yeah, buddy. I don't know what he's cooking. Okay. So the Americans have just arrived. And if you know your history, you know that they landed in the United Kingdom. And that is where the war started for them. Some of them stayed a year. Some of them just stayed a few months. But they prepared for D-Day there. They may not have known what they were preparing for, but they... Oh, he does not like writing. Well, quit then. Shoot. So this is our guys preparing for D-Day. We're preparing for an invasion that they know must be happening soon, but has not happened yet. I want to get primarily Willie's needs met. And first of all, he's got to go to the bathroom. So let's take care of that. He's also hungry and sleepy. This is his bed. I don't know who's in this bed. Oh, Gordy Cott. That's not his name, is it? No, Chance Winslow. Okay. Good. Bladder's taken care of. I'm gonna go with sleep first. I think that's the most emergent need. And the other person awake is this guy. He's outside. He was eating. Did he finish? Okay. Good. So there's the food. There's nowhere to put it to be safe, so we'll just leave it outside. He'll just have to cook a lot. So if they're really hungry, they will just go to the pub, which I'm sure they'll do a lot. So I created Nurse Parsham to represent African American nurses who definitely served during the war and served quite a bit, but I'm not sure how many of them were stationed in Europe. They must have been, but I've heard about the nurses stationed in the United States taking care of prisoners of war, but I don't know about the ones in Europe. And there's a fox in the house. Let's just go with that.
Yebu. Oh, Gariz Bankira.
Now, Nurse Parsham could actually be a British nurse. There were a lot of people from the British Commonwealth, from the West Indies, from Africa, from all over the world who were part of the United Kingdom who went to England in support of the war effort. So she could be a Caribbean nurse or she could be an American nurse. I don't really know her backstory yet. I just know this is Nurse Parsham. And she's self-assured. Good for her. Okay, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's see if Willie is doing better than he was. Not really, but he's laughing in his sleep. Okay. Check on Parsham again. She's confident. Where is she going? Is she's gonna pee like a champion? Yeah, she is. Okay, the guys are all up. Nurse Parsham is asleep, but I wanted them to travel to the pub in town. All right, here we are at the Gnome's Arms. It is 9 in the morning, but we can definitely grab something to eat. So let's get our order in. I think they would experiment and say, hey, what's cottage pie? Let's try that. And also, let's order some drinks. Why can't we order drinks? Oh, good. Look at that. So these small British towns, obviously they wouldn't put too many soldiers in or around London because London was being bombed at the time. But these small towns hosted American service members in great numbers. And for many of the townsfolk, this was the first time they had ever seen men of color. Where's Willie? Oh, okay. So they looked at the service members as liberators and heroes, and not that the service members were treated perfectly, but some of the, oh, hey there, pretty lady. Some of the service members were given a certain amount of privilege because they were American and they were over there to fight the war to help the British out. So this was some of the earliest experiences for African Americans to be treated by white people, or to be in white people's houses and to be in their good thoughts and prayers and to be treated as heroes. So it's a very different dynamic for many African Americans, especially Southerners who, lived under a Jim Crow system more so than Northerners did. Wow, who's she? She's a very pretty sim. Arabella Winston. Arabella, sorry. I wanted him to order food for the table. I thought he ordered cottage pie, but I guess it never happened. Okay, let's try that again.
Freenip. Shalbo Barleen.
I want Willie to meet the locals, you know, to have a good time here.
Dimis. Guarma. Boma. Vadish.
The war feels kind of far away, even though they can certainly hear Nazi planes overhead. There's not too much of a threat of death for them, because they are really just in a small town in England. So here they learn to just have a good time. They practice for war, but they're not really in the path of war, I guess, so to speak. So they just hang out. And that guy's an airman, of course. But he's very engaged in the conversation here. He would complain about the cloudy weather. It's very different here in England. Okay, so he's got an opportunity to meet someone else. And I did put some 1940s style clothing into this so that the women who occupy the town, or the young women at least, look a little in style, like they really pay attention to their style, and they really reflect the style of the day. War, no war, they still want to look good, as all women do. Okay, let's get to know her. And this woman here, Evelyn Gentry, is she works. So she's engaged in the war. She's engaged in the war as probably a mechanic. If you don't know this, you probably already do. Queen Elizabeth was a mechanic in the war. She drove vehicles, she drove ambulances, she repaired her own vehicles, and she very much would have been dressed like this girl. Oh, he switched places. Still got his cottage pie, though. All right, Thomas is just chatting with everybody here. Now, there is a piano here, so I think once he finishes with his cottage pie, he will play for the group or play something. Oh boy. All right, we got us a band. Except that some of us sound terrible. There we go. Military band. Willie still does not like that violin. I think that's hilarious. If you remember, his sister Anya plays violin, and as children, he hated to hear her practice. So he still has a great dislike of violin. Awesome. Oh, wow. They're attracting ladies, and they're getting tips. Well done, Willie. Well done. Let's play another song. I wanted to play a traditional American song. Let's see what we've got. How about Willow Creek Ditty? Here we go. All right, girls are loving it. She's not. Good job, Willie. Okay, let's get some more food or check his needs. I think he should be okay. Let's have a drink. Take him away from that noise. He doesn't like bad music. I get it. They're always doing stuff in the direction I don't want the camera to go. That's frustrating. You go, Willie. He's like, dance it out. Dance it out by myself. There you go. What the hell is that? Okay, what is that? What is that? I've never seen this uniform in my life. I don't know what this guy is up to. I mean, it's an awesome uniform, but I don't even know where it comes from. Okay, Willie, as you were. Okay, I do want him to take some pictures, so let's get him taking pictures of the landscape and take a photo. Yep, met her. Take a picture. Okay, good. Oh, not that face, lady. Okay, so there are some things about Hensford-on-Bagley that are new to them, so I think he would definitely take some landscape photos. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oopsies. I'll put it here and then I'll push it out. There we go. Look at that. It's American soldiers on a British landscape. Good. Here we go. Oh, look at Paul. He's all serious. Good. Documenting the war through photography. Okay, I think this is where I leave you. Here in the pub. Our boys are getting comfortable here in Hensford-on-Bagley. And there are lots of locals to engage with. And Evelyn is just a grumpy person there. Okay, thank you so much for watching.